JoL Ornament of Liberation, the translator's introduction. This is the synopsis of part 2, the working basis, chapter 2, the precious human life, and part 3, contributory cause, the spiritual master. And this translation is by Kenshin Koncho Gyaltsen Rinpoche. Chapter 2, the precious human life. As mentioned earlier, even though Buddha nature permeates all sentient beings, certain causes are required to fully manifest this potential. Human life is one of the most important causes. It is the working basis for the attainment of Buddhahood. Precious human life refers to a life with leisure and endowment. Leisure means that one is interested in this path and also has enough time to study and practice the teachings. True independence. Even though there are many human beings in this world, not everyone takes interest in the Dharma, and even those who do may not have time to participate. It is not possible for them to dedicate enough of their lives to make progress. Therefore, not all human beings have a precious human life, only a few. Endowment means the compilation of all the different causes and conditions. If even one of the 10 endowments, a single cause or condition, is missing, then one lacks the opportunity to practice the precious Dharma, even if one is a human being. So, therefore, when one has the leisure and endowment, one has the opportunity to overcome all suffering, to uproot all causes of suffering, and to actualize the complete qualities of enlightenment. So, therefore, when you have these qualities, you need to take full advantage of them without procrastination or laziness. Time passes every moment. There is no additional time with which to prolong your life. Knowledge is infinite, and we don't have enough time to study everything. So we should use the short period of time we have in the best way, by receiving the essence of the teachings and applying it in practice as soon as we can. Leisure and endowment do not arise without cause, but rather they are the result of great virtuous actions and of the accumulation of merit and wisdom through many lifetimes. If you don't re-accumulate these virtues, merit, and wisdom, and just spend them for this life's enjoyment and happiness, you may not regain the precious human body that you have now. If that happens, you lose all opportunity to benefit yourself and others. How much better to exchange the temporary happiness of samsara for the definite happiness of enlightenment. This is why it's so important to be vividly aware of the opportunity we have with this human life. It is like a precious jewel we hold in our hands. If we throw it in the mud or exchange it for an ordinary stone, it would be most unfortunate. In order to use this precious human life in the best way, we need faith or confidence. First, confidence is based on understanding the role of cause and effect. All the sufferings of samsara are caused by non-virtuous action. All benefits and happiness, temporary as well as definite, are caused by virtuous action. We need to have trust in inexorable cause and effect and apply ourselves to this practice. Then, in order to free ourselves entirely from the cycle of samsara, we need to develop the aspiration to attain complete Buddhahood, the fully awakened state. See that state as the ultimate benefit and happiness, and see that there is no other way to bring about unchanging happiness. To fortify this confidence, we need to see the excellent qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The Buddha is the embodiment of wisdom and compassion. The Dharma is the vehicle that gives us the opportunity to get rid of all our confusion and to develop the Buddha's qualities. This is the ultimate alchemy which transforms all negativities. The Sangha provides examples of successful practitioners, warriors in the battlefield of samsara, who defeat all the enemies, samsara and the afflicting emotions, who protect all sentient beings and lead them toward enlightenment. So when one has faith supported by the leisure and endowment of precious human life, it won't take too long to cross the ocean of samsara and bring benefit to so many sentient beings. Part 3, The Contributory Cause, Chapter 3, The Spiritual Master. Even though we may have precious human lives, we are not free from samsara, and we are overpowered by confusion. So we need guidance to show us the path toward enlightenment. This is a crucial factor. Even to get a general samsaric education, we need to rely on a good teacher who has studied for a long time and who has experience and a good personality. Without these necessary qualifications, we will not receive proper instruction. Now, this is a matter of how to free ourselves from samsara, a much more difficult subject. If a teacher does not know the nature of samsara and enlightenment, or particularly does not have the experience with the required practices, then it is like the blind leading the blind. Instead of dispelling confusion, more confusion will arise. So therefore, certain qualifications are set forth for spiritual masters. These distinct qualifications for spiritual masters were explained by Buddha in many sutra and tantra texts. You should first carefully examine individual spiritual masters and then attend them in order to receive teachings. Do not just rely on a first good impression. Among the many qualifications, one of the most important is bodhicitta. If the spiritual master has received bodhicitta vows, has practiced it for some time, and cherishes it as he does his own life, then he may be trustworthy even if he is not a scholar or very articulate. If a spiritual master is overpowered by the afflicting emotions, however, the relationship will bring confusion and might even destroy your small accumulation of virtues. Therefore, carefully examine the spiritual master's qualifications according to the witnesses of the Buddha's words and your own experience. When you find a spiritual master appropriate to your level, then attend him properly without allowing your own arrogance and ego to interfere. Support his activities through sincere service and provision of necessities, but particularly through application of the teachings into practice, experiencing as well as understanding the teachings. If you are overpowered by arrogance and selfish purposes, then you will not receive the blessings, no matter how great the spiritual master is, or how powerful and profound the teachings may be. Misuse of the instructions that we receive may actually cause suffering rather than providing freedom from suffering. Therefore, Dharma Lord Gampopa said, if you don't practice Dharma according to Dharma, it may lead you to the lower realms. Therefore, receive teachings with pure motivation, viewing them as the method to purify all confusion and afflicting emotions, as a medicine to cure the chronic disease of samsara and to attain complete enlightenment. Using Dharma to enrich samsaric enjoyment is called watering down the Dharma and misusing the Dharma. To take full advantage of the precious Dharma teachings, you need to cultivate pure motivation and sincerely apply the teachings in practice without regard for samsaric achievement.